It was midnight when I walked into the grocery store. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, casting a sickly yellow glow on the empty linoleum floor. I didn't need much, just milk, eggs, and something to calm my nerves after a double shift. The store was deadly silent, except for the hum of the freezers. I grabbed a cart. The left wheel squeaked with every rotation, a rhythmic sound that echoed too loudly in the quiet space. Squeak, squeak, squeak. I turned into the cereal aisle. That was the first time I saw him. A man in a gray hoodie, standing perfectly still, staring at a box of cornflakes. I didn't think much of it at first. Just another late-night shopper. But as I passed him, I felt a cold chill. He didn't move. He didn't blink. I moved to the dairy section at the back of the store. I grabbed a carton of milk and checked the date. When I looked up, he was there again. He was at the other end of the aisle, just standing there. His hands were buried deep in his pockets. He wasn't looking at the milk. He was looking at me. My heart skipped a beat. Maybe it was a coincidence. I decided to test it. I abruptly left the dairy section and cut across to the frozen foods. I pretended to look at frozen pizzas, using the glass reflection to see behind me. 3 seconds later, the gray hoodie appeared in the reflection. He was following me. Panic started to rise in my throat. I abandoned my cart right there in the aisle. I didn't need the milk. I just needed to get out of there. I walked fast toward the exit, my keys jingling in my shaking hand. The automatic doors slid open, and the humid night air hit my face. The parking lot was vast and empty, except for my car under a flickering lamppost. I risked a glance backward. The man was walking out of the store. He wasn't rushing. He was matching my pace perfectly, step for step. I broke into a run, my sneakers slapping hard against the asphalt. I fumbled with my key fob, hitting the unlock button twice. I threw myself into the driver's seat and locked the doors instantly. My breath was coming in short gasps. I looked out the window. He was standing right in front of my car, just staring. Illuminated by my headlights, I finally saw his face. It was completely expressionless. I slammed the car into reverse, tires screeching, and peeled out of the lot. I didn't look back until I was 2 miles down the main road, .17. The drive home was a blur. I checked my rearview mirror every 10 seconds. Nothing but darkness and headlights of passing trucks. I thought I had lost him. I live in a quiet cul-de-sac, usually peaceful. Tonight, the silence felt heavy. I pulled into my driveway and waited, listening, watching. I ran from my car to my front door, unlocking it and slamming it shut behind me. I deadbolted it. Finally, I was safe, or so I thought. I went to the kitchen to pour a glass of water. My hands were still trembling. I tried to laugh it off. You're just tired, I told myself. Just paranoid. I walked upstairs to my bedroom. I didn't turn on the lights. The moonlight from the window was enough. I sat on the edge of my bed, exhaling deeply. I stood up to close the blinds. That's when my blood turned to ice. Outside, down on the lawn, standing in the shadow of the oak tree, was the gray hoodie. He wasn't just standing there this time. He was pointing up at my window. My phone buzzed in my pocket, shattering the silence. I pulled it out, an unknown number. I shouldn't have answered, but my thumb slid across the screen automatically. I put the phone to my ear. Heavy breathing. That was all I heard at first. Then a voice, raspy and low, whispered 3 words that made my knees buckle. Check the backseat. My confusion turned to horror. I wasn't in my car anymore. Why would he say check the backseat? Unless he wasn't talking about my car. A floorboard creaked behind me. Inside the room, I slowly turned around, the phone still pressed to my ear. The closet door was slightly open. From the darkness of the closet, a pair of eyes reflected the moonlight. It wasn't the man in the hoodie outside. It was someone else. The man outside wasn't stalking me. He was trying to warn me. But it was too late. The figure in the closet lunged forward as the line went dead. The scream never left my throat. The last thing I saw was the glint of a knife and the realization that the monster I feared was the only one trying to save me.